Alright guys, so outside of just like promoting our products to our list, we can also use Facebook advertisements for that. And unlike books, you're probably used to like the old, promoting it through engagement campaigns and traffic campaigns. Although you can use engagement campaigns, what we primarily use and what's gotten us like the best conversions is conversion campaigns. So let's click on conversions, and then we're going to come down here and we're just going to name it something. I'm sure you used to Facebook ads, so we'll just name it example number one, and we'll just leave it at that. Now it's going to ask us what action do you want to measure. We can change this at any point in time, but we'll just click purchases for the time being, and we'll change that inside of this ad set actually. So at the top of the ad set, we'll just type in example number one, and then we'll change this title up here to example number one also. Now, down here it's going to ask us please select conversion event. Anything that is in the red means that our pixel has not yet picked up on it yet. So we'll get into that in just a minute. But the red means that your pixel isn't converting or it hasn't fired off for those type of conversions yet. So let me try to scroll on down here. So the main conversions that we're going to be using are add to carts, and it's basically self-explanatory. Anybody that adds something to their cart is how it's going to be tracked. Initiating checkouts, you can choose to, how do I put it? Choose to target your ads that way so that you can only get initiate checkouts, and then you can also track purchases as well. But the most common one is ATC, so we're going to choose add to carts. Now, when it comes down to our targeting, you're not going to be creating lookalike audiences yet. This is all about just collecting as much data as you possibly can. So we can skip over the custom audiences. We want to target the United States because that's where the money is. And then we want to target all. We don't have a specific audience yet, so we want to do 18 to 65. We want to do broad targeting and get as many people as we possibly can. Now, your targeting is really going to come down to a few things, and primarily it's going to be the product that you're promoting and how you feel about the product. So, if it's something like, take for example, like a dress or something like that, and you know that older women are probably going to be wearing this dress, and it would probably make sense to target only women, and then um, change this date around to maybe like 25 to 65-year olds because dang well, people at the age of 18 aren't going to be purchasing that dress. Now, if it was something like a parka or winter jacket or something like that, that's something that's a little bit more general. So we can select all and then choose 18 to 65 and just choose that broad targeting. Now, when it comes to the detailed targeting, like I was saying before, it comes down to the product that you have. So let's say that you do have a dress or a woman's item, for example. What we do anyway, is we go to Google and we find like TV shows and magazines that are like highly rated. So you can go to Google, you can type in like top 10 like fashion magazines or top 10 fashion shows, and then type those into here so that when you're targeting, your ads are pointing specifically to those people that might be interested in those items. So let's just type in, I don't know, let's type in watches. That's pretty broad. But you can see there's a bunch of other suggestions that pop up here. So you could put in guest watches. People are interested in guest watches. You can type in Alpina watches, if that's how you say that. Luxury watches, whatever that says right there, watches. You can type in Omega and guest watches, Pulsar watches. When you put these different ones in, so let's type in Pulsar watches, you're going to be targeting people that are interested in that right there, Pulsar watches. If you click on suggestions, a bunch of other suggestions based off this one interest are going to pop up here. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. So when you punch in this interest, a bunch of other suggestions are going to pop up here also so that you can target even more specifically. So as you can see, we have G-Shock. We're getting really niche down. We're not talking about Rolexes. We're not talking about leather band watches. We're talking about just G-Shocks in general. People who like G-Shocks. And then on the right side here, you're going to be able to see the potential reach, and this will go down as we move down this thing right here. So I hope you get the point there. The whole point is to target people that you would think would be interested in your product, None of this is going to be perfect. Trust me. You're going to create a bunch of different advertisements, and you're going to be testing a bunch. There are going to be some ads that just don't work out for you. Don't become emotionally attached to them. Just throw them out the window. There are going to be some that do work, and those are going to be the campaigns that you want to scale up the budget on, and we'll talk about that in a few here. So we'll just use this just for an example right now. The product that we're going to be using has nothing to do with this right here, but you get the gist of it. So as we scroll down here, we're going to come to our placements. By default, Facebook is going to automatically choose like every single placement in the world because that means more money for them. The more places you advertise in, the more money you bring into their pockets. So we want to switch that up, not for that purpose, but not all of this is going to be relevant to what we're doing here. So things that we're going to want to take off and just trust our recommendation is the right side column. So these are advertisements that show up in the bottom right corner of Facebook advertisements. In our experience and in our mastermind groups that we speak with, the likelihood of people clicking on those are pretty low. Not to say that they won't click on it, but it's just not worth your money invested into those sort of places. So you also want to take off instant articles, but we're going to leave feeds on because that's the main place people see stuff in their news feed. They're scrolling up and through Facebook, and they're going to see these advertisements being displayed to them. Instagram, we're going to take that off, and the audience network, we're also going to take this off. This is stuff that shows up in like native banners, like let's say that you have an application on your phone, like Credit Karma or something like that, for example. I'm not even sure if they show advertisements there, but they would pop up, or let's say like Clash of Clans. Those advertisements that like pop up on the bottom, that's where you would show up. But we don't really know if like all our people like hang out there. And what we've read and researched and heard from like some of the other experts that do Facebook advertisements is that it's not worth the money to put there. So we take that off, and then we also tick off Messenger. And so the only thing that's left is Facebook news feeds. And even though it's whited out right there, you're going to see that there's a small check mark in there. If you get really close to it, you can see that it's ticked by default. Now, all devices, we're going to do all devices, so it's going to be desktop and mobile, so iOS devices and also Android um, compatible devices as well. You can do split testing, so you could create this same advertisement and just target mobile devices only, and see what works for you. Or you could just target desktop only and see what works for you. But for this example, we're just going to do all devices, and since I did that, I'm actually going to have to go through and click all these off again. So let me do that. Okay, cool. Now, where are we? So let's come down here. After we finish our targeting, we can come down here to our daily budget. So, really, this comes down to how ambitious you want to be with your money and how much money you actually have to put into this. If you want to just start off testing, we highly recommend you just start off with $5 and just scale up from there. If you want quicker results, you can put $20 on there and just kill the ad instantly after a few days if you don't see that the results are prominent for you. And when we say prominent, we mean sales, money in your pocket. But we do recommend starting off with just $5 if you're just getting started with Facebook advertisements. If you're a little bit more experienced watching this video, then hey, have at it. So after you do that, you'll come on down here. You can ignore all this stuff. We don't give more information than you need, so there's no point in putting more stuff inside of your head that you don't need to know. This isn't relevant to what we're doing right here. So we're just going to click continue. And now we're brought over here. Alright, now we're brought over here where we can start actually editing our advertisement and creating our ad. So, you would pick a Facebook fan page for yourself. You will name the title of your ad. And then they have a bunch of different options right here. So you can choose a carousel ad. You can do single image. You can do video advertisements. Honestly, you're going to be doing a mix of everything. Like we said at the beginning of this, it's all about testing. Let me change. Oh, there it goes. It's all about testing in the beginning of this. So what works for us isn't going to work for you. We've tried a bunch of different other things that other people try. Some of their stuff works, some of their stuff didn't work for us. It comes down to testing and just seeing what works for you, what you feel comfortable with, what converts best with the audiences that you're targeting. And you won't know that until you start putting money into these advertisements, putting advertisements out there, and then seeing what comes back and works. So for this example, we're just going to do a single image ad. We're going to come on down here, and then we can pick our advertisement. I mean, we can upload a picture of it, and I'm just going to pause the video just for a minute just while we pick that image. Alright, so actually for this ad example, we just went ahead and did a carousel ad. And as you can see here, you can just take the images like directly from your website or actually the AliExpress page and just upload them here. It's completely fine. So, down here in the text section, you can see how simple we kept it. We went to an emoji site and we just grabbed some emojis just to cuten things up here, and we just put some basic text here. So we just used a Christmas example. So in the top it says, just when you thought Christmas couldn't get any better. We're just trying to attract them with the catchy headline. Like we said, this doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be a quick sentence, and it all comes to testing. And the next one, we mentioned the product. So make this Christmas warm with this winter cashmere blanket, scarf, and wrap. It's on sale today only, limited stock remaining. So we're trying to create some urgency right there, and then we give them an order link, order here. We make it super easy for them to just click on that link. We use Google Link Shortener, so we just took our product link from our website and then went to Google Link Shortener and then put it inside of here, because if you have a long link across here, it's not going to look as good as and clean as one of these right here. So we put that there real quick, put two of those, and then we put share plus share, like, and tag your friends who would love this. So we want them to share this with people. We want to get people to like this, and also for people to tag their friends, so we can possibly, go viral with some of these ads. It's very possible to go viral with some of these advertisements. As you can see here, we have one little blanket scarf here, so we put the image here, and then down here we were able to type in what the scarf is, and you do that right down here in the headline. Okay, so for to change the headline on each of these, you would just go through each slide card. So you can see there's a different scarf and color inside of there, but they all have the same thing right there. You can put the product there. You can put something cool like get yourself one for Christmas, or something wintry, or just something catchy. And then what you'll do is just put the shop now button right there. So as you scroll down right here, you can click the see more link URL, and they can click on that and then go see more. And let me see what else. That is about it when it comes to that advertisement. So we've gone through the setup, the conversions, we've gone through how to target, and what interest you should be focused on. Like we said, that's pretty much dependent on the product that you have and what you're going to be promoting. And as far as the ages go, just to touch on that one more time, we had it set at 18 through 65 plus. As you start building your advertisements and getting more data, you're going to be able to click inside of there and look at some of those statistics. Let's see if we can get some demographics from here. There's no, let me see. Yeah, we don't have that right now, but um, as you click through here, you can click on this and the demographics. You can see, what placements have been performing the best, whether that be mobile or desktop, and you could create another advertisement just for mobile if that's converting for you more. The demographics is where it's going to show you the different age groups. So it's going to show you if that 18 to 25 crowd's even responding, or whether you need to shift your advertisement efforts to like 35 to 65 plus, because showing your advertisements to the 18 to 25 group just isn't making you money right now. And then the performance of your advertisements, you'll be able to see just how good those are performing.